Okay, so quickly before the video begins, I do want to just get something across to you guys. So, you know when I said to my younger brother that I wouldn't change my avatar for this week?
Viewers will know this. This will go down in history. Either week, I'll change Danny avatar to infinite.
No, I'm not going that far, but I've changed my intro and everything. Well, it turns out that I might have lied. I didn't expect this to happen, but basically someone named the Algadoodles on Twitter sent me this artwork they did of my avatar as a jackal. And I love it, it's adorable. So, because it's Infinite Week and I want to make it absolutely crazy and just make it get worse, yes, for the rest of this week when my avatar will be appearing in videos, this is what it's going to look like from now on. But just for this week, don't worry, it's a temporary thing. So I will leave a link to the Algadoodles' Twitter in the description, so you can go and follow him. And I've also been leaving a link to my original artist, who is Kira the Hedgehog. So I had no idea who it was for ages, because it was Dylan Thomas who sent the link to the artwork, and I was like, well, who is it? Who's the original one? Just check those guys out, they're amazing for taking the time out of their lives to draw something for me. Anyway, let's just get on with the video, because... oh man, this is gonna be brilliant. This week is going crazy. So anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. There are plenty of videos out there, including videos made by myself, which go into detail about what Infinite could have and should have been. But there aren't many videos that talk about what can become of Infinite, now that Sonic Forces is 2 years old. There hasn't really been any talk of him ever since Sonic Forces was released, which is a shame because before then, Sega was throwing us teasers of the character for months. It's almost as if Sega believe he is over, when he's only just been in one game. So allow me to give my thoughts on what could be done with the character we last saw disappear in Sonic Forces.
Weak.
Despite Infinite having a disappointing and badly written story which wasted his original potential, I do have a few ideas about what could become of Infinite after what happened in Sonic Forces. So let's get into the first idea. Okay, I just wanted to get this one out of the way, because honestly, I'm not entirely interested in this idea. But if done right, it could work. I did mention in one of my other Infinite videos that Infinite's identity feels temporary in comparison to the identity he gave up, the one most fans refer to as Zero. I said it would have been interesting for Infinite to redeem himself in Sonic Forces, but only if his character was changed to fit the role of someone who wasn't so... psychotic. But redemption is still possible even with the current Infinite. Let's say there was a Sonic Forces sequel, or a game which referenced the events of Forces. Maybe there's some big boss that needs defeating, and a bunch of characters join Sonic at his side to support him. Perhaps the big boss is a threat to existence or something, like Solaris was in Sonic 06, or the Time Eater in Sonic Generations. Imagine if Infinite, now unmasked and rubyless, joined Sonic at his side, simply stating that he doesn't want the world to burn with him on it, or something like that. Prior to this, maybe he was actually a surprise rival boss battle at some point in the game, and during the start of that fight, he took off his mask so that Sonic could see the true face that would defeat him. This is just one of many scenarios Infinite could be put into if redeeming himself in a future game, but overall I find it unrealistic. So, it was never officially stated that Infinite was killed, but whatever happened to him in Sonic Forces was definitely not good. In fact, I've heard some theories by fans that suggest that Infinite was warped back into the Phantom Ruby reactor in the final Judgement level, and when Sonic and the Rookie destroy the reactor, they are essentially destroying the heart of Infinite and killing him. Let's assume he died, which he probably didn't because Sonic games don't really kill people anymore. Maybe Eggman had one of the various Phantom Ruby prototypes lying around, and he used it to revive Infinite. In fact, maybe Infinite does this to himself without being killed. It would make him keep his appearance and attitude from Sonic Forces, but since he would only have the Phantom Ruby prototype attached to him and not the real thing, he would be significantly weaker. I feel like this would be the best way to bring Infinite back, even if the plot behind it doesn't make much sense. It would be bringing back the same character everyone met in Sonic Forces, but nerfing him, so that he's not some overpowered illusionist who can summon the sun whenever he pleases. Yeah, let's just get this one out of the way, but why not have a throwback to the days when Shadow was returned to the franchise? Most modern Sonic fans really don't realise that Shadow actually died at the end of Adventure 2. He only came back because fans wanted him back, which means Sega will probably do the same with someone like Infinite if the fans really show that they want him back. They could basically bring Infinite back to the games as Shadow 2.0. Shadow has changed over the years, but there was a point where he had an evil streak, which was shown in the Shadow the Hedgehog game. Even in games like Sonic Heroes and Sonic 06, where Shadow was pretty much a good guy, he was shown to have this neutral relationship with Eggman. The two could just talk and then part ways, unlike Sonic, who always fights Eggman whenever he sees him. Shadow no longer has this relationship with Eggman, so why not bring Infinite in to be the Amnesiac anti-hero who goes to the doctor for advice while not trusting him enough to be his ally? It could work, and it would be a nice throwback to the old modern Sonic games, but at the same time, it would just be reusing an old storyline. This one is much more lazy, but I feel like Sega would do something like this in a spin-off game or something. This is actually something fans suspected was happening in Sonic Forces. Imagine if Eggman harnessed the power of time travel, sort of like how he did in Sonic Generations. He could bring in Infinite from the past, and use him as a powerful ally again, along with other villains like Chaos and Mephiles. Maybe Infinite would even go out of control and betray him because he realised that Eggman actually took the ruby from him when he was destined to fail against Sonic. But time travel isn't something I'd like to see for Infinite's return, so I'm keeping this brief. I just thought I may as well mention it as a possibility. The last thing I'll talk about is the idea of Infinite coming back with something else in place of the ruby. So essentially he'll still be the exact same character, but he'll have a new power. Maybe it changes each time. So for example, it could be a Chaos Emerald, or maybe the Master Emerald was shattered and he started using one of the shards. Or it could be a new jewel of some kind. This also fits into his name, since he will never end, because he'll be coming back each time with a new power. And that's pretty much all the ideas I have to offer. Even though Infinite's story was really disappointing in Sonic Forces, Sega can still use the character again, because I've seen a lot of positive response to him, even by fans who don't like the game he appeared in. So, Sega, don't do what you did with Mephiles and leave a good villain to die just because they were in a game that didn't do so well. Give this character another chance. He still has so much more potential. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more Sonic theories. Also, comment down below what ideas you have for Infinite and how he could return. I'm sure there are many that I haven't mentioned. This has been Lord Danny, and I am signing out.